Welcome dear friends. So in pharmacology subject, today in this video we are going to study about half-life. Half-life of a drug is very important aspect when we consider dosage regimen, that is how frequently we have to take the dose of the drug for to maintain the concentration of the drug in the therapeutic range. So we can avoid toxic effects and we get the intended pharmacological effect of the drug. So half-life, what is the definition of the half-life? So half-life is the time taken to eliminate half of the given dose of the drug. So half-life is the time taken to eliminate half of the given dose of the drug. That is, after certain time drug is eliminated 50% from the body. So that is half-life, T half. So after, when we take the drug through orally, that is enteral route, or through parenteral administration, that is IV or intramuscular route, that drug goes into the blood. That is, when we administer the drug orally or through parenteral administration, drug absorbs into the systemic circulation, that is blood. Then it is rapidly distributed throughout the body and also reaches to its target site and show its intended pharmacological action. Then it starts eliminating from the body. So most of the drugs like water soluble are excreted through the kidney via renal excretion and get eliminated from the body through the urine. So most of the water soluble drugs are eliminated from the body via urine through renal excretion, and some lipid soluble drugs go into the liver, lipid soluble drugs, and there they metabolize into various metabolites. So in the liver, lipid soluble drugs are metabolized to water soluble one and excreted through bile or urine. And some drugs also eliminate through lungs, that is volatile drugs can be eliminated from the body through lungs, and other drugs can be eliminated through bile. So these are the routes of elimination of the drug. So next we will learn about half-life, that is graph how the drug is eliminated. So here we have first order elimination kinetics, that is drug elimination from the body is directly proportional to the concentration of the drug present in the body. That is, as concentration of the drug in the body increases, the elimination of drug also increases. So here on x-axis we have time in hours, and on y-axis we have drug plasma concentration, that is concentration of the drug in the blood. So first order elimination kinetics. So suppose we have administered the drug by intravenous route, it goes, the concentration of the drug in the body goes increasing, that is within the minute the 100% concentration of the drug is in the blood by intravenous route. So suppose we have 100 milligram of dose of the drug that is being administered, and after administration it will be distributed throughout the body. Then it starts eliminating from the body. So we know that half-life is the amount of drug eliminated from the body 50% eliminated from the body per unit time. So suppose after first half-life, drug eliminated is 50%, that is here it will be 50 milligram left in the body. So 50% of the drug is eliminated from the body per unit time, that is of suppose 1 hour. 50 milligram is eliminated in unit time, that is 1 hour. That is first half-life. This one is the first half-life. So drug remain in the body is 50 milligram. So 50 milligram is remain in the body after first half-life. Then in the second half-life, that is 50 milligram is left. Then in the second half-life, 50% is eliminated, that is 50% is here. So the drug eliminated is 25 milligram. So 25 milligram drug is eliminated after second half-life. So this is the second half-life, and out of 50 milligram, 25 milligram, that is 50% of the drug is eliminated. So in the third half-life, again 50% drug is eliminated. So 50% of that is 12.5. So here it is. Out of 25 milligram, 50% is eliminated. So remaining in the blood is 12.5 milligram. That is in the third half-life, only 12.5 milligram of the drug is remaining in the blood. Then in the fourth half-life, also 50% is eliminated. So in the after fourth half-life, out of 12.5 milligram, 50% is eliminated, that is approximately 6.25 milligram. So 6.25, here it is. And in the fifth half-life, again 50% is eliminated, that is 3.125. So here it is. 50% of the dose is eliminated, 50% of the drug is eliminated, and remaining only 3.125 milligram after fifth half-life. So we can say that after 5 half-lives, above 90% of the drug, that is 99% of the drug, is eliminated. That is after 5 half-lives, the practically drug is eliminated from the body. For complete elimination of the drug from the body, it takes infinite time. So after 5 half-lives, the drug eliminated from the body is above 99%. So we know that the drug must be in the therapeutic range to show its intended pharmacological action. So suppose we have therapeutic range, that is 100 milligram, and below is 30 milligram. So suppose therapeutic range is 100 milligram above and 30 milligram below. So that is therapeutic range. So this is maximum safe concentration, and this one is minimum effective concentration. So drug concentration must be in between that therapeutic range to show its pharmacological activity. If concentration of the drug is above maximum safe concentration, then it show adverse effects, and if it is below minimum effective concentration, it will not show its intended pharmacological activity. So drug concentration must be in the therapeutic range to show optimal effect. So here I have drawn half-life. So I will join these dots. So this is non-linear, that is drug eliminated from the body is not a constant. It depends upon the concentration of the drug in the body. The more concentration will present, the faster it is eliminated. That is 50% eliminated per unit time. So if after second half-life, that is here, the concentration of the drug is below therapeutic range. So concentration of the drug after second half-life is below 25 milligram, that is below therapeutic range. So it will not show its effect. So what we do, we give another dose of the drug. We give second dose of the drug. Then it is also eliminated. Then again we give the drug. So to maintain the concentration of the drug in the therapeutic range, we give maintenance dose, that is here concentration increases and then it starts eliminating. Then again we give the next dose of the drug, then concentration increase and then it will eliminate from the body. To obtain the drug concentration in the therapeutic range, this is very important for treatment of infectious diseases. So for when we give antibiotics, the concentration of the drug should be in the therapeutic range to kill the bacteria. So this is maintenance doses. So in a critical situation, we generally give intravenous infusion, that is to balance the rate of elimination, we give continuous infusion of the drug. So suppose we give 60 milligram, so we continuously give, that is continuous infusion. We give the infusion of the drug to maintain the concentration of the drug in the therapeutic range, that is to balance the elimination of the drug. So this is continuous infusion. But when we take the drug orally, that is by oral administration, to reach the concentration of the drug in the therapeutic range, it takes 3.3 half-lives. So when we administer the drug orally, it will absorb and it takes 3.3 half-lives to reach the therapeutic range. So this is oral administration. So when we administer the drug, it will absorb, then it will go into therapeutic range, and after 5 half-lives, it will show steady state concentration. So this is important for therapeutic drug monitoring. When we take the drug orally, it takes about 5 half-lives to reach the steady state. So for therapeutic drug monitoring, we have to draw blood samples for to know about concentration of drug in plasma. So after full distribution, that is after steady state is reached, then only we take the sample of blood for monitoring the concentration of drug in the blood. So you know that generally for quick effect we give the loading dose. We give the loading dose of orally administered drug to allow the concentration of the drug in the therapeutic range. So this is loading dose. It is the higher amount of dose of the drug we give for its quick effect. For example, when we need the in emergency situation, we generally give by intravenous route, and by loading dose we can ensure the quick dose of the drug that will remain in the therapeutic range. So this is about first order elimination kinetics, that is the elimination of the drug is depend upon concentration of the drug in the body. The more concentration of the drug will present, the higher will be eliminated. So next consider about zero order elimination kinetics. That is the rate of elimination of the drug is independent of the concentration of the drug present in the blood. That is, it is not depend upon concentration of the drug present. That is, the particular amount of drug is eliminated by the body in a particular time, and it is independent of the concentration of drug. So consider the example of alcohol that is eliminated by zero order kinetics. So alcohol is metabolized in the liver by using alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme. So alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme metabolizes the alcohol. So this process is saturated, that is the enzyme is in sufficient quantity, so it cannot broken down alcohol, that is it cannot metabolize alcohol at a fast rate. So it is saturated process. So metabolism, that is elimination of alcohol, follows zero order kinetics. So suppose 1 unit is equal to 10 ml of alcohol. So on x axis we have time in hours, and on y axis we have drug plasma concentration, that is alcohol concentration in the plasma. And then suppose 1 unit equal to 10 ml of alcohol, that is here is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 10 9 10, that is 10 units of alcohol, that is 100 ml of alcohol. So suppose we have 100 ml, that is 10 unit of alcohol in the body. So after first half life it will be 9 unit. So 1 unit is eliminated per hour, that is 1 unit of alcohol is eliminated from the body per hour by the body. So after first half life it will be 9, that is at zero moment it will be 10 units, and after first half life 1 unit will be eliminated. So 9 and then 8 unit after second half life. So this follows linear line. That is first half life, then second half life, it will be eliminated only 1 unit of alcohol, that is it is not depend upon the concentration of the drug present. The elimination rate is constant. Then say 7 x, then 6, then 5 unit of alcohol remain, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, and then it will take infinite time for the concentration of alcohol to become 0. So we have seen this is linear line, that is the elimination rate of alcohol from the body is constant. It is not depend upon the concentration of alcohol present. So after 1 hour the alcohol eliminated will be 1 unit. Then this is first half life. Then second half life only 1 unit will be eliminated, that is constant. So alcohol follows zero order kinetics. So there are other examples also, that is for example phenytoin. So phenytoin is a anticonvulsant agent. So at higher concentration phenytoin is also eliminated by zero order kinetics. So it is very important because at high concentration phenytoin is eliminated by zero order kinetics. So we have to adjust the dose to prevent adverse effects. So this is about zero order kinetics, in which drug is eliminated by the body is independent of the concentration of the drug present. So it follows linear line. So this is about half-life of drugs. I hope you have understand all the things. Thank you.